you talked about in the story having a mentor and finding mentors. I've had a few mentors, although I've never had someone where I was like, I'm meeting with my mentor this Wednesday.
Yeah.
I've always just kind of had people that I looked up to and talked to, and I internally consider them mentors.
Yep.
I've never had someone approach me and be like, I am your mentor. But with mentors, you've mentioned them quite a few times. How does someone go about finding a mentor? How have you found mentors in your past?
Yeah, of course. So I think for me, there's three levels of mentorship, and I've said this on a couple of podcasts I've been on, and just said this in general. But there's the mentors that you look up to, right? There are the people that are ahead of you, the people that have achieved a lot of what you want to achieve, and like, there's those mentors. They're the ones that are like, hey, I'm gonna go meet with my mentor on Wednesday. Like those are some of them, for me anyway. But the second group are the peers, or colleagues, or whoever you want to call them, around you that are at a similar level to you, and are striving towards a similar sort of goal, right? And then the third one for me is the people that I don't want to call it below, because that's rather wrong wording, but they're, earlier on in the journey than when you were, and you can remember when you were at that stage, and they're the people that you provide inspiration to and you can provide advice to, right? And so that for me is like kind of the three levels of mentorship. And I've always been really intentional about those people that I find in my life. So the ones particularly at my level, like I need to feel like I'm part of a movement in that sense of people moving towards something, has been a big one. As I've achieved more and more success, I've had people more and more approach me and kind of like ask me how I did certain things and all that. I'm able to provide them advice, whether it's one time or, continuous conversation. That's been awesome. But yeah, then it's those people that are way ahead of you that keep you accountable as well. So, one of my business partners at Market U is my mentor. So he came into the business like as a passive partner essentially. So he's the one that helps with strategy, helps me grow it. But at the same time, I'm the one executing everything, So he comes in, helps a little bit with strategy, gives me some guidance, gives me some coaching of what I need to do. And yeah, his name is Brendan. People can search him up. He's an awesome guy. But it's like, finding that someone who will keep you accountable to what you are trying to do, and then also call you out on things and giving it to you straight. I've had so many occasions where Brendan has said to me, is like, hey, like you say you're doing this, but like you're not doing that. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I'm trying so hard. He's like, yeah, but you're not doing that. Like, I don't care whether you're trying hard. I don't care whether you've implemented this or this or this. It's like, you're not doing it. So something needs to change and you need to grow. And it's tough. Like it's hard, and I've said to him before, like, no, dude, like I'm trying this, I'm doing this. He's like, I'm sure you are, but you're not, the results aren't there. And so someone who really keeps you to that level of accountability and gives it to you super hard, like no sugarcoating, was what I needed and what I think a lot of people need as well,
Well, with the second two types of mentors, the ones that are on your level and the ones that are earlier in their journey, I would say those kind of mentors you do just attract. Again, if you are someone in the marketing space, you'll attract peers in the marketing space, you'll attract people looking up to you. How do you attract the people who are have accomplished more or are above you? Because they're not necessarily searching out for you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I've actively seeked them. I don't think I've necessarily attracted them in that sense. I think they're attracted to certain qualities, right? They're attracted to someone who's hungry, someone who wants to achieve something, and they're attracted to someone who sticks to their word, right? So like if I went to Brendan and I was like, Brendan, I'm trying to do this, and if I didn't show up the next day to do that, then he would have been like, well, yeah, it's a waste of my time, right? It's not. But they're attracted to that. And in the same way in which you have those three levels, right? They have those three levels as well. They have people that are ahead of them. They have people that are the same level of them. And they have you, who they're mentoring, who's earlier on in that journey, right? And so they have those three levels as well. And so it's just more about ensuring that you can fall into that category and then fulfill what's expected of someone like that, who is just to be hungry, to be curious, and to ask questions, get the feedback. And then also the biggest one is just execution, right? Just like going and executing what they say, because they have more authority. Like they've done it more than you. They're way further down the journey. They've had more objective success than you. So it's like, you know, you just got to listen to it and execute. You don't need to think too much about it in that sense. But yeah, I think I've actively seeked them.
Do you think that you found them through emails or cold DMs?
So Brendan, it's funny actually. So Brendan I found through, I was at my sister's 16th birthday and we were camping out in some lakes up in Northern California because we had a boat. And we were like, it was a boat party and we had like a couple of my family friends who were with us. And my dad was like, oh, you should speak to this guy. He has like a friend who's in the video industry and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, awesome. So I got chatting to him. He's a really cool guy. And then he was like, yeah, I had a neighbor that ran a video agency and he now lives in San Diego. So I'll put you guys in a group chat and you guys can talk. And I was like, oh, amazing. Thank you so much. So he put me in a group chat and I arranged a conversation with Brendan. First call I hopped on with Brendan, he like broke me down, dude. Like he just was like, it was brutal. It was just like, whoa, I was not expecting this I was expecting like a nice conversation. He just gave it to me really straight and I was like, this is what I need. And so yeah, I ended up I started filming personal content for him because I was still freelancing at the time. And then as I developed that relationship and I was filming for him, I was like, look, I'm looking for more than just, you know, a paycheck from you on a monthly basis. I'd love to be mentored, like seeing your success and seeing what you do. Like I would love to be mentored. And he was like, deal, film the content for me for free and I'll mentor you any time of the day, anytime you need. And I was like, amazing. And so then that
interesting. So you're willing to sacrifice money and health so that you could get
100%, knowledge. Yeah. And then the return on that has been a booming business. That, you know, it's not exclusively down to Brendan, but massively due to his guidance and his support and his coaching, you know, has brought me to, you know, this level of where I'm at now.
Interesting. Yeah. That's very, very valuable.